All right, count us in.
3, 2, 1, go!
What's up,
Go!
mother suckers? Welcome to another episode of Necro Electric. I'm your host, Jonathan D. Skellington. This is my beautiful wife, Kylie. This is Jordan Fernandez.
Thank you. I was waiting. I was like, what is he going to call me this time?
Yeah.
Wait, wouldn't babies be mother suckers?
Yeah.
They would be, right? They'd be like so.
Technically, anybody that sucks on a mother is a mother sucker.
Fair.
You could have a trucker, a homeless man. It doesn't matter. Today we have two very special guests. We have the homie Alaina.
The
homie.
Sydney.
Yes. Yes.
They are from Waco Pride. Is that
Waco
the
Pride
official?
Pride
Network.
Yeah. There we go. Waco Pride Network.
That what?
It's just a Waco sticker.
Oh,
It's very prideful.
Colorful. It's more color
Get
than
with
he
it.
sees on a regular basis.
I could have brought a Waco Pride sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys fucked up then.
Next time.
Since this is your first time on the podcast, we do a thing called Who the Hell Are You? Which we like to...
Which we're going to go easy on.
Well, are we?
Okay, in my defense, I already had to do this once when I was working the Skellington market. And you sprung it
That's
on
right.
me.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Sydney hasn't.
but it's not officially on the show, so it's. I mean, like
Basically, we like to get to know you in a fun way.
Fair.
Yes.
So this week, I came up with a game called What Does My Sack Feel Like?
That's why you needed those pouches.
All right. Here's a sack for you.
Why do you have to call it like that?
Here's a sack.
Okay.
Ew.
Sock?
Yeah, they're clean. I cut 'em
Not
off.
anymore
That's not
after
the
what's in
scary
there.
part of it.
I had to contain what was inside
So whatever's in there has now made the sock dirty.
of them. Okay, so
And
you can't...
guess who's doing laundry?
We're not keeping them.
You're
I
just
cut 'em
throwing
up.
out good socks at this
Is
point.
something gross in there?
It's light.
All right, so don't look inside,
I think they're all different.
I
but...
think so too.
Yeah, they're all different.
Wait,
So let me see yours.
I think I felt a chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip.
Dude, mine
All right.
is.
So remember that like this store has an extensive taxidermy selection.
Oh no!
Oh, don't
I was
So-
squishing it.
I will lose my mind. Now I'm scared
So
to
don't
switch
look
it.
inside, but stick your fingers in and feel, and then
Don't
Tell
look
us what you
inside,
think.
but stick your fingers in.
I also
I'm not
have-
even kidding.
Mine's
I found a
gotta be
spider in my
marshmallows.
closet, and I think
Why
I have
is
to burn
mine
my closet
cold?
today.
It's cold. It's so cold and
Mine's
squishy.
It broke open.
I'm really upset.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's icing with chocolate chips in it. That's what it feels like.
or it could be the internals of an armadillo.
Can we sniff it?
The inner
Hey, you know,
All right, go ahead and look and see what it is.
I've had.
You can just
What is it? What is it?
open up the-
Oh, it's cookie dough.
Hey, you were right about the chocolate chips at least.
I was.
Good job.
What about yours?
It's marshmallows.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it sunflower seeds?
Yeah.
Now I have cookie
Mine
dough all on
busted
my
open
fingers.
On my fingers. I don't know what it is.
Yours
hate
could
when that happens.
potentially
I want that to happen.
you could potentially be bull's balls.
Or eggs.
Or eggs.
Snake eggs.
Yes. What kind of eggs?
I need to stop touching it.
It's kind
We
of
have
like
wet nuts.
The
satisfying.
coldness is what
But
was
try
super
mine.
concerning.
It's kind of nice.
Is that what it is?
Hold the
Eggs?
bag though. It feels like a bag of like
boiled eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't like
okay.
it.
I was like, yes, you said it busted open. Like,
Yeah,
now you
try
have
to
yolk
squeeze
all
it.
in
It's like a
there?
stress
No,
ball.
it's
actually not
boiled
bad.
eggs.
Oh,
I
okay.
pulled out my hand and it had yellow on it, and I was like,
Oh, it's kind of nice. I like squishing it though. It's very relaxing. I don't really know
can't
why.
squish mine too hard.
I think he wanted this to go a different
Yeah,
direction.
this went totally different direction.
How are you hoping we would?
Yeah.
Where are you hoping we'd be like? Oh, it feels like.
Just thinks we're a bunch of stupid little girls.
You guys are like,
It
oh, let's get in there.
It feels like testicles.
It does. This kind of feels like questionable balls.
That's why I was like, this is sad if that's where we're going.
I'm just
I was like,
saying.
I'm sorry.
I think
Feel
you know.
ridiculous. It's nice.
If it was balls of some kind, you're like, oh, I busted it open. I'd be worried about your grip.
It's very weighted, and
I'd be like, damn.
Yours was actually pretty good.
Alaina, the ball buster.
what can I say?
Yeah.
Right?
What is it again?
Yeah, what
Stick
is
your hand
yours?
in there.
Ew. Smells.
Stick your hand in there.
Mine?
Well, yeah.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. It's cold.
It's the coldness that throws
Ew,
you off.
what is it?
It's because it busted.
What is it?
It's
Eggs.
an egg. It's eggs.
It's a hard-boiled
Store and
egg.
bought a hard-boiled egg. I was like, we don't have eggs
Hey,
at home.
what if he made those?
Ew.
Worked hard.
Dude, I went arts and crafts on this shit.
Gross.
What were you hoping we would say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was hoping you guys would have grosser reactions.
Listen, I've had a baby throw up in my mouth.
Yeah,
I
we are
don't really
mothers.
get affected by much.
I know. I don't know about Sydney, but the three of us don't gross.
I
out
have
very
3 brothers.
easily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's good.
Yeah.
I guess when you bleed from your vagina most of your life, you don't get really affected by a lot.
Touche.
Just saying.
True. So true.
Gross.
It's all on my fingers, though.
Choking on it. Shout out to Oscar.
Yeah. Get out the cookie dough, baby.
Dude, it is hot in here today.
It's not the tuna.
All right. Question 2. What kind of porn do you guys watch?
I've already answered this. And you
I didn't
caught-
hear it.
You caught me off guard because I panicked and said, I don't know. I just look and scroll. And you were like, oh, you're a scroller. Cool. And I was like,
But what's your real answer?
what?
What's your real answer?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Whatever I feel like looking for.
So you're a scroller.
Yeah. It depends on what I feel like that day, I guess. I'm not out there looking for like, I'm just, no.
She almost said it.
Not a lot, because it upsets me when there's like no storyline or plot, because I'm like, how did you get in the kitchen? Like, where did this other person come from? Like, you just turned around and
There's
like, you're
plot
like,
holes in
ugh.
this.
Yeah, it's upsetting. But
See, I don't like there being a storyline because then I get invested. And then when they start
You
like
would.
butt fucking each other, then I'm like, oh man, it's ruined. It's ruined.
You're like, no, you were only here to fix the fridge.
Didn't get
Fridge
fixed.
open.
You didn't let this person in. You didn't ask for consent. Like, what's happening? And like you just walk around the house in that? You don't. Like, nobody does.
Yeah.
Like, so it kind of just,
My favorite one, like it, I haven't actually watched it, but like the previews that they like show you whatever, and it's like a girl sucking some dude's dick, but then her boyfriend's in the next room and they're like acting like they don't know what's happening, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Sneaky.
I was trying to emphasize
Mr.
the
Deeds.
weirdness happening. It's very strange.
Oh, you know
Just
what
saying.
I didn't think of? Like Harry Potter porn and stuff that has like super cheesy names. That's really hilarious to me.
Like Harry Pumper,
Harry Twatter.
Harry Twatter.
That's Jordan shit.
I couldn't get through it though. I'd be like, no.
Star Whores.
No.
I'm a cinematic person. I like a good
Yeah.
cinematic experience.
That's what we're there for, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Question 3. If you guys could change anything in culture, what would it be?
If I could turn
Anything in culture?
Or, yeah,
Like-
life in general.
in your life or in pop culture or in history, like you would kill baby.
Wow.
You can't say it. I gotta edit you again.
Somebody else's answer, maybe.
Now I'm just gonna do it to annoy him.
that is such a loaded question.
Real.
Well, you guys are here from the Waco Pride Network.
Absolutely.
You could abolish all hate.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Probably like get rid of all. Maybe not. Just make people more accepting, I guess, in our culture. I guess.
I invest more in social programs. Like,
Oh,
I
well,
feel,
there you go.
yeah, like, as a country, we don't do a good enough job of investing in social programs.
That's true.
So, I don't know, figuring out how to make that.
Like teaching equality younger.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, like, that's part of it, but I mean, it kind of like is a spectrum across the board, from like poverty to domestic violence to gender issues and equality. I mean, it's kind of everywhere. Like, yeah, social programs.
Just education about
Yeah.
more of that stuff at a younger age. I feel
Yes,
like
absolutely.
would do a lot to abolish
Mhm.
all sorts of stuff.
Well, I mean, there's studies that are done where, like in a kind of microcosm way where, places like, I'm trying to think of what I read about recently. Maybe it's Colorado, maybe it's a different one. But basically where they had a very extensive sex education program and they, sold them all about, condoms and birth, contraceptives and the different I mean, exactly. I don't know about that, but, and the rate of girls that were getting pregnant and or getting abortions went down significantly because they had the education, they had the resources to be able to deal with that stuff. Like growing up in my town, we didn't have sex education. No. We watched a video about periods and that was it. That was it.
I don't remember having any sort of sex. I mean, I went to private school until 8th grade, so we didn't do any sort of sex ed. And then even in high school, I went to like a very small Texas high school, and maybe I just missed it. Maybe that's what happened. But
just missed that one day.
Yeah, I skipped a lot. Okay, but I don't remember having that sort of stuff, and especially there's no sort of like LGBTQ sex ed. That's not a thing.
For sure.
That's something we're working on.
Can you imagine how wild of a day that would be if they just had sex education? They try to cram it all in one day.
They're like, okay, sit down. Sit the fuck down and learn.
I actually did like a training yesterday through CECUS, which is, I'm not going to be able to tell you what the whole acronym stands for right now, but last night on inclusive sex education for the queer population, just for funsies, because that's what I ultimately want to do is do sex education for Waco.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super hard. And that's the Colorado thing you were talking about. Part of that was they made IUDs accessible.
Yes,
to,
that too.
Kids that are in high school. And they actually have statistics showing that there are more kids being able to graduate high school and go on to college and do different things because
shocker.
Yep, I know, right?
That's birth control in your arm?
No, it's the implant in your
the
uterus.
big one like this.
Yeah,
that they
it's a
shove
T.
Oh, it's
in
like
there.
it looks like a fish hook.
It goes in your cervix.
Yeah.
And it like bounces around and shit in there.
It does not.
It doesn't move.
I think it needs sex ed.
Yeah, dude. If it's bouncing around, it's not in there, right?
Isn't that one where like it
There's
bounces
none
around
of
in your
those.
cervix to like fuck it up or whatever?
No.
What?
Absolutely
Okay, what
not.
kind of sex ed did you have, first of all? That's what I'm concerned about.
So he grew up in Nevada.
No, it releases intrauterine hormones.
Yeah, there's two kinds. There's a copper one that has no hormones, but it makes your uterus like it's just a toxic environment for sperm. And then there is one that has hormones, and so that one,
There is one that does go in your arm, though.
Yes.
Or you can get the shot, or the patch, or the pill, or the.
We have
You
all
get
sorts of
that
options.
ring.
Or you can snip that shit.
Snip
There we
it.
Do you want to hear something else that I think is crazy? So all female birth control now, including what is it? Female snip snips. That's all paid for.
Oh, that's
What?
like a
Really?
tie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So all of that is paid for by your insurance. However, for men, the snip is not. And I was like,
Interesting.
Well, we are on a budget.
Okay, but in the state of Texas, in order to get your tubes tied, I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know when I had Aislinn, I was 26, and they said, do you want to get your tubes tied if you ever have a C-section? And I said, yes, hell yeah, absolutely. And she looked at my age, and she said, just kidding, you're not old enough. So you have to either be a certain age, have a certain number of kids, or your husband has to agree to it.
Yeah.
If you
It's
don't have a
bullshit.
husband, you just can't get it.
yeah.
Yeah. They literally said you're not old enough. As I'm having my second kid at 26.
Because you're single,
And it depends
you can't
what
give
hospital
yourself
you're at.
permission.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I was at Hillcrest. So
Shout out.
Well, they usually are the one who will do it.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You don't have enough kids, you're not old enough. And I was like, they were like, but if your husband will agree. And I was like,
Come at me.
where's he at?
Fuck,
Man.
that's
Sign
Sign up to be my
infuriating.
husband
That's
so I can
awful.
get this. Yeah. So
That's
I mean, if we got to pay, it's kind of a little bit of a trade-off. We pay the pink tax and we got all of this other shit we got to deal with, but they got to pay for a vasectomy. It makes me feel a little smidge better.
We also push children out of our vaginas.
That's true.
seriously,
True.
Or
did you
get
hear?
cut wide open.
Did you hear about them doing like the trials for male birth control? And they said they discontinued it because the side effects were too bad.
like
Are you talking about when they first
PMS?
started?
Yes.
Yeah, no, when they first started testing birth control,
For men?
for women.
Oh.
Like when they started testing the pill, they
Yeah.
actually started testing it on men as well, and the men were like, "Whoa, stop it!
Oh my gosh.
This is causing us so many side effects."
We
And they're like,
cannot
"We'll
handle
stop."
this.
But they kept testing it on women, and they actually like took it down to I think Puerto Rico, and they like tested it on a bunch of women and did not tell them everything that was going on.
Awkward.
And like made a bunch of people like sterile. It's a whole thing.
Oh, that's
Sterile.
History of birth control, guys.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's really
Hey,
fun.
they did that to a lot of Native American women. They would go onto the reservations and say they were doing routine checks, and they would make them sterile.
Sterilize them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
we have a really bad history of,
That's like a
sex
whole other
education
podcast.
and everything.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
we could go on for days with that, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have people like Dr. Kellogg who believed that masturbation was the worst.
evil.
It's evil, and so he created this cereal hoping it would make people stop masturbating.
Yes.
Like, come on now,
Yeah.
it's not how it works.
Kellogg's?
he loved enemas,
Yes.
though. Tons of enemas.
Cornflakes?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, enema was like the number one thing. He was like, "Yep, let's
Poor
get it."
dude. He's like, don't masturbate, do an enema instead. And
Sure.
you're like, I don't think this is
Not the same.
They're not related.
this is not.
Yeah.
What a cereal.
He did
tie
like
into
daily
that.
ones, yeah.
They also created a basically it was like a giant vibrator for women, and women would come in saying that they were feeling hysterical or emotional, and the doctors would basically get them off.
Yep.
To make them feel better, because their husbands would be like, "You're acting crazy. Go see the doctor." And so they'd go and be like, "I'm having hysteria," and they're like, "All right, lay down." They'd put their feet up in the stirrups. They would make them come, and then they'd leave.
Stop. I'm
Open
like
up the
super hysterical.
Open up the toy cabinet.
Which doctor is it? I'm crazy.
I'm feeling real crazy today.
Yeah, the history of women and sex and contraceptives and all of that is just so funny to me, because it's just like we went in this huge circle to get to where we are now, and it's like, oh, why didn't we do this before?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Masturbation at the doctor's office.
Hey, I'd go.
Oscar's
When
on
I was-
the 6th trip this week. It's only fucking Wednesday.
Jordan just feels really sick, okay?
I'm feeling very anxious. I need to go to the doctor.
Jordan's got a bad case of hysteria.
We got time for an ad.
Yes. This episode is brought to you by Skellington Curiosities. Skellington Curiosities is the only curiosities and oddities shop in Waco, Texas, full of clothing, lingerie, accessories, oddities, and everyday curiosities. A spooky vibe, 365. Visit us online at Visit us online at skellingtoncuriosities.com. Jesus. I gotta stop looking up at you guys while I'm doing that, because I always get distracted. Anyway,
So, what are you guys here for? What message do you want to spread to our delinquent audience?
Our delinquent audience, any audience at this point. I think we're just here to talk about Waco Pride Network, which we do work with. Me and Sydney actually do a lot of work with the Waco Youth Pride Alliance, WYPA. And we're just kind of here to spread the message that we're out here and we're doing stuff. And there's a lot of stuff happening in Waco right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like people aren't aware of it.
You guys got the Pride Prom, right?
Yeah.
It's the summer dance. The kids didn't want to call it a prom. They
Even
felt
though
that made it too formal.
That alliteration is perfect.
Yes.
Pride Prom. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it made it too romantic.
Yeah,
They didn't want to
that
have anything
too.
like attached to it. So it's technically the WYPA summer dance, annual summer dance, because we're going to make it a thing. We did it in the month of June because of Pride Month and to, because of the Stonewall riots and everything. They wanted to commemorate the date, and it's Pride Month. So it's the perfect time to do it. Kind of the end of the school year for a lot of the kids, because the dance is specifically for ages 13 to 20. So it's a lot of the kids, like, if they didn't feel safe going to their prom or they felt like they couldn't bring a date of the same sex, or just be themselves. We wanted to have a place where they could come and have a really fun night and not be worried about it, not be worried about their safety. We've really put a lot of thought into, I think, how we're putting this whole thing on.
Yeah.
So.
that's super exciting.
Yeah.
I love hearing about all of this stuff, because it's really, I feel like it's getting better and getting bigger in Waco, but I mean, it was almost non-existent 5 years ago, 10 years ago. There was nothing like this, because Waco is full of conservatives.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, a lot of that's probably the dawn of the internet, right? Because the spread of knowledge is, because when you're raised by, because my family was like, rough around the edges, and if I didn't seek knowledge elsewhere, like I'd have a different mindset today. For
I
sure.
grew up in Waco mostly. Like I went to junior high here and I finished out high school here, and then stayed around the area. And yeah, it's very different than it was like whenever I was in high school. Like I remember one of my really good friends was gay, but he wasn't out. And everybody, like my mom was like, he's gay. And I was like, meh. And like we had a bunch of like friends who'd be like, eh. And I was like, he hasn't told me anything. So he's not. And that's fine. And I don't care. Like he's my friend. And it wasn't until college that he finally did come out. Yeah. And at that point I was like, yeah, like of course. But which I should have been like looking back, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have been like more informing and been like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. But at that point I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but you were still there for him.
Oh, 100%. You know? Yeah, we used to go up to Dallas and go to S4 all the time and like dance and stuff, which was amazing. But like that was the experience then was like we were at Baylor and you can't let anybody know anything.
Yeah.
Because you could have gotten kicked out.
Yeah.
And so we would leave and go to Dallas to like party and hang out and stuff. And so, and like at the school, like I even mentioned when we were talking about the Waco trip, like there was a young man who came to prom in a dress, looked gorgeous, had his hair done and his makeup and everything. And they said, no, you don't get to come in.
Yeah.
And
literally wouldn't let him in at the door.
No. But the year before that, I remember a girl came to prom and she was wearing like slacks and a vest that she had cut down to here, and they let her in. And I wanted to be like,
Yeah.
okay. But I also, you know, it was Waco, and this was almost 20 years ago to date myself. So it's changing and it's awesome. And we can make it change more. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. And like the fact that some of these schools have like Gay Pride Alliance organizations is awesome. Like I was so excited when I saw that.
Yeah.
And just thinking back, I was like, that would never have happened when I was school. Like not ever.
Well, and not even that. It's like the youth. I feel so old saying that, but
The youth.
The youth of today.
Yes, they have really. I feel like all you have to do is empower them, and they have kind of like taken off and done this on their own. Especially shout out to Izzy Weaver because they're incredible, and they are the person who started the first Gay Straight Alliance at Waco High. They've done a million other things. They're incredible, but to be the first person to do that, and I know other people have worked with them. But just the fact that they've done that, they're a high school senior, they just graduated, and they've done that on their own because they've been empowered by their mom and their community. And it's like, all they need sometimes is that support. And that's kind of what we're here to give them. We're not here to do stuff for them. We're here to be like, if y'all want to do this, we're here to support you. We're here to love you no matter what. And as soon as we've done that, these kids are so incredible. Like, it almost makes me emotional how awesome they are. All they need is just, you know, a little bit of push to be like, hey, we're here and we support you. Even the dance, like, we found out, we were like all excited to come up with this dance, and we found out they were already planning one. And so we just kind of merged the ideas, and I said, hey, I have a venue.
Stole their idea.
We were basically, they were
fucking boomers.
But the youths were planning it, and I found a venue, and so it was kind of perfect because they had already planned all this stuff. They just didn't have a venue. So for us to come in and be like, hey, we have a venue, we have, you know, all this stuff that y'all can use, they just took it and ran with it. And it's been really cool to watch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Our role's been more of like, oh, we're the adults in the community, we have connections. So like you guys are planning, you want these things, but you're still in high school, and so there's probably no way that you have like the funding that this organization can provide to you, or the contacts in the community to be able to go out and be like, hey, we're putting this on, so like how about, you know, we organize these things. So like they put together a playlist, and which we've joked about because I'm like, what if I put it together?
And we're like, all right, so like a high school dance, like cha-cha slide, Cotton Eye Joe, right? No.
Cotton Eye Joe?
We were just joking around.
Like, we'll know how to dance to that.
Yes, but like we were like, oh, do y'all want us to have a playlist? And they were like, no, we have our own. We were like, oh, cool.
Cool.
And one of the kids during the interview, they were like, well, what do you want the vibe to be? And Alex said, Gen Z. And I was just like, I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
So I still don't
You're
know
like,
what
we're
that
cool.
means.
Me and Sydney are constantly like, oh, yeah. Act like we know what
Yo,
you're talking about.
what up, dog?
I'm with it.
Right?
What is up, fellow children?
Yes. I keep talking about that with Steve Buscemi, where he's like, what's up, fellow, what does he say, fellow youths or something?
Yeah.
That's us, yeah. So we're just kind of here to provide support for them, and they take it and like run on their
Exactly.
own. It's been really cool to watch.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
How can if people want to help, how can they jump in and help?
We're pretty much all full on this one. We actually have, our limit was 50 kids to be able to come. And I say kids like loosely because if some
Youths.
of them are 20 youths. We're at 45 and they were closing it. So we're really excited that we've had 45 kids.
We
That's
weren't
amazing.
sure. We were
No.
like, if 10 of them come,
We're like, great.
they'll have a safe space,
Exactly.
a fun night for 10 of
Yeah.
them. But yeah, 45.
But
like,
we do have like other events and things coming up that we're really excited about.
yes, and we need a ton of volunteers
we
for Out on the
do.
Brazos, which is in October.
October 9th.
Yes.
So lots of time to plan.
I signed up for the Waco Pride Network, and they sent me an email saying that they got all my information. They let me know if they need volunteers or whatever, and I was like,
Wonderful.
yay.
We'll
So,
probably be getting our newsletter then.
yeah.
If you sign up for our volunteer form, I'm moving that over to our newsletter, so you'll get that. Yeah, sign up for our newsletter. You'll get information monthly about what's going on, and that also has links to our volunteer. We're all volunteer run and all donation runs. So everybody who's on the board does it kind of as a side project. And yeah,
'Cause we're awesome.
yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
We also
I
have
love
a
it.
parent group that one of our board members just started. His name is Lucas, and really it's just for parents to be supportive of their kids. And so it's kind of a peer-to-peer group.
Yeah.
It's really cool. We have Pause and Pride this Friday.
Let's go back to the parent group.
Parent
though.
group, yep.
I was
go
just
back.
gonna say it's been really cool to watch
Yeah.
because Lucas Land is on the Waco Pride Network board, and they've been in articles and stuff. So
Yep.
I feel like I'm not really like outing their family. They have a non-binary 13-year-old, coolest kid in the world.
Yeah.
Alec has just been really influential in some of the decisions we make. We run
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff by them. They tell us we're not cool when we think
Yeah.
we are. But one of the things that we noticed was in Waco, if your kid comes out,
Yeah.
what resources are there?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with church resources if you would like to go that route. However, if you would like to accept your kid for who they are, there's nothing apart from like pray the gay away type stuff.
Yeah.
So Lucas actually started a support meeting for parents, which has been really cool to watch because he acts like he's not doing much. And we're like, you started a freaking support group
Yeah.
for parents when there was nothing
Yeah.
like that here. And so we're really
Yeah.
hoping it takes off, you know, because he has firsthand experience, and him and his wife are just like the best parents,
Yeah.
especially being a parent, to watch them just love their kid unconditionally. It's been really cool to watch. And so
Absolutely.
he started this whole support meeting, and we're hoping like people actually come to it. So we're trying to get the word out about that so people know that it's a thing.
Yeah.
But as far as volunteering, you can go to wacopride.org and there's the volunteer form, the newsletter sign up. You can find all
Yep.
sorts of information on there.
And if people want to be vendors on the Brazos, same.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we
Please let
haven't
us
released the
know.
vendor sign up yet, but I've already had people ask me when we're going to start doing that, so I think it's going to be a really big turnout. Yeah.
We've got some other things that we're working on. Some other partners have reached out to us and kind of want to do some stuff
That's
that we're really
fantastic.
excited about.
Some cool
So
stuff.
yeah,
It's fantastic. I just can't help but think about my senior year. I went to Conley High School, and they were having prom. They were talking about prom, and they strictly forbid anybody bringing same-sex partners.
That's what mine
And
is.
so there was a girl that I was in my senior class, and she basically had a party. She I can't remember what she called it, but she was like, it's a prom for all the gay people. And so like half the people that would have gone to prom went to this outside party. And I thought it was so cool that she just took it upon herself to be like, fuck you guys, I'm going to do my own thing. If I can't bring my girlfriend to this prom, I'm going to have my own thing, and everybody's going to come to that, and it's going to be awesome.
love that.
So
Okay, but what prom did you go to, Jordan?
I didn't actually go to that prom. I got really high, and I got
Sure, to the
stuck in my
soda.
apartment.
The soda
I got-
fountain.
You threw your own prom.
I did. I got stuck in my apartment because I was like in my apartment, and I was really too afraid to leave, and so I just stayed there all night. So I didn't go to either one of
that
them.
probably was for the best.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, yeah.
Promise, it's a
no.
thing.
Yeah, it was an interesting night, but I would have gone to the other one because the main one sounded lame, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah, my high school had a bunch of gay people growing up. Shout out to Tim, Frank, fucking had a bunch of dudes, and they were like super. I mean, my buddy Tim, super open about it. I never really crossed my mind. But we lived in California.
It's a lot different.
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
In San Jose, do you have gay people at your high school?
Yeah, there was a couple.
Yeah. Was it a big deal?
It wasn't a big deal at all.
See, I can't imagine. I mean, like, it's not like it was a huge deal, but we just did not talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
I remember one of my friends in high school got kicked out, and my mom, I mean, she's super religious, but she's always been really great about accepting people, and she let him stay with us, and we didn't talk about it. She's told me since that she knew he was gay, and that's why he got kicked out, but it was just, we didn't talk about it. It was just kind of swept under the table. But I feel like that's the South kind of in Texas, and Waco is like...
Well, you guys gotta have like haircut requirements and like school
it
clothing.
Couldn't touch at the school I went to Midway, so it couldn't touch for guys. It couldn't touch your ears, or it couldn't touch your collar.
Yeah, and
you have holes in your jeans.
Oh shit!
Like, I got in trouble one time because I had a shirt on that was long enough. I'm gonna tell you right now, but I reached up to like put a box up because I was doing office aid stuff, and my shirt came up, and they were like,
"You showed
have
belly
to,
button, you fucking hussy."
I know, such a salute. Let me tell you. I know it was gross. But it was when like the pants were also a little.
Oh man.
Oh, I remember the low cut pants.
Was it the J-Lo "I'm Coming Out" song? You remember that commercial?
Yeah.
But they were like, you have to go put on an "I Love Midway" sweatshirt, and I was like, no. And they're like, you have to, and I was like, this shirt is long enough. But I argued with them, tried to go out to my car to get a shirt, like a T-shirt, and they were like, if you walk out to the car, you'll be like truant or whatever. What? And like, it was crazy, and so I had to put on the stupid sweatshirt.
The focus on schools for dress code is so inappropriate. Like you are having, I remember watching a grown man, our principal, on like down on the floor measuring this girl like by her thigh, measuring her skirt to her knee, and like making her go home. And I'm like, sir, you are a grown man, like halfway touching a minor. Please stop doing that. Like when I think back about all of that stuff, I'm like, that's disgusting. Like what? Like you don't want us to wear spaghetti straps because it's distracting for the men in the class. Maybe they should go to a different school.
You
like
just can't wear spaghetti straps.
No spaghetti straps.
Are you serious? No way. It has to be like at least 2.
It was like or like 2 finger. I got sent
2
home
finger
so
lengths.
many times.
Shout out to fucking Sparks High. We didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you couldn't have.
Kids wore like tube tops.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was
way.
skateboarding to school and I fell and I ripped my shirt and like I went to school with like half a fucking shirt on.
Yeah,
Nobody
but you were
gave
a guy,
fuck.
so that would have been acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got sent home for dress code all the time, or having pink hair. I remember
Yeah.
they kicked me out.
My brother
Like-
got in trouble all the time.
Yeah, we're at a school where our education is like in the toilet, but you're super concerned about the fact that I'm wearing a skirt that's like an inch above my knee.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm pretty sure Texas is ranked pretty low.
I
Yeah.
haven't looked in a while.
It's pretty embarrassing.
Because we have, semi-pedophiles in the office being like, I can't look at them. It's distracting. You need to go home.
that shoulder though.
Yeah, like, let me start some shit like that.
Like the finger links, because like 3, you're like, oh, you're good. I'm not distracted. I can't see enough your shoulder. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, like.
Fuck off.
You
It's
do
so
have pretty
stupid.
hot shoulders.
Kylie, please cover
Yeah,
yourself.
she'd be in trouble. She'd have to put a jacket on.
Yeah.
All right, we got time for one more ad.
Yes. This episode is also brought to you by Dark and Jury Clothing. Dark and Jury is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Jury has quickly gained a following amongst fans of the occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest. darkandjuryclothing.com.
Boom. And anybody can buy it. I don't give a fuck.
I do like seeing your shirts around town. Every time I see it, I'm like,
Yeah.
Zero fucks
I know
given.
him. I know him. I want to be like that one day. Be like, I know the guy that made that shirt. I know him. I'm good friends with the people over at Skellington. Like, I know them.
I get it all the time. I'm friends with the manager.
Yeah.
I know the owner. Kylie's like, do you?
I'm like here working the front counter, and some girl will come in and be like, I know the owner.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, me too.
You're like, I'd
Be like, let me go get them, and then turn around and be like, it's me, bitch.
Yes. Okay, but have y'all talked about how you design the shirts?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we are giving all the proceeds from the sale of these
I don't know
T-shirts
if you
to
can
Waco
see it
Pride
on
Network.
the-
Yes.
Pride.
That's our Pride-O Lantern shirt.
So cute.
So yeah, you can buy one online, or you can get them at the upcoming market on Sunday.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we'll be at the market
Yep.
because Kylie is so amazing and gave us a spot in the market. Also, I feel like it should be pointed out that y'all's involvement in the community with Waco Pride Network has been seen, and
Yeah.
really people are
Yeah.
so appreciative
We
of
love
it.
it.
Yes,
I love all of you. We had, oh my God, that drag show we went to was freaking amazing.
and there's another
Yeah.
one on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Rogue Media.
All of it.
Yes.
I'm here for all of it.
Yes. There's so many. This weekend is just like a super
It is. It's
gay
very
weekend, I
busy.
guess.
Yes.
Like, there's a
Every
drag show
weekend.
Friday night at
Yeah.
Rogue Media, and then there's Pause and Pride
Yep.
on Friday, and then the dance is on Saturday, and then we'll be here with Waco Pride Network at the Skellington Market on Sunday, and it's
Yep.
just really cool to see all this
Yes.
stuff happening.
Yes, yes.
But I just think it's great how y'all have been there for the community,
Yeah. No,
and they all
absolutely.
see that. Yeah.
Good. Well, we wouldn't have it any other way.
I almost didn't think Sydney was gonna come today.
Why? Because you met her earlier.
Yeah, 'cause I met her
the
earlier.
mask.
Yeah.
Well, you walked in and I was like, huh. And then you sat down and you just didn't take it off. And I was like, all right.
Because they were like in a serious meeting, kind of,
Man.
Yeah.
with Mike. And
Me.
then I heard her say like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be on the Skellington's podcast."
Well, I
later."
was like, is that Sean? Because that's what they said when you walked in. And I
I was wearing a Nosferatu mask.
yeah. Well, I was like, yes, is not taking
She
that off. That's
texted me and
fine.
was like, "I just met Sean."
I go, kinda.
Kind of wearing a mask. He was in a mask, and I was like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
That's awesome.
I thought it was funny. I was just like, whatever, man. You do you.
It was, yeah, pretty on point.
Well, we're getting towards the midnight hour. You want to do some shout outs?
Shout out to you guys for coming on the show. It makes me super, super happy to see this kind of progress in Waco, to be able to know that kids have a place, people to talk to and a place to go, to get involved, to, just, and for parents to educate themselves. That's the biggest thing, I think, to me is, when they have a kid that comes out and they don't really know what to do about it, now they have a place that they can go and talk to people. And, just the amount of people who have been homeless and who have, killed themselves, hurt themselves because they don't have a place to go. It breaks my heart. And, somebody who is part of the LGBTQ plus community, it makes me very sad to know that there are kids out there that just don't have a place to go and they don't have the resources. But now that it's happening, I'm just like, that makes me so, so happy. And I'm so glad that you guys are here and that you're, helping and involving, helping all of these kids and involving yourself with all this, because it just makes a huge difference.
You kind of get an inside look too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I tell Jordan everything and
Yeah.
I you with stuff. So I'm like, guess what? So I feel like you get like a special look.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Waco Pride. And times are changing, people. Get on board.
It's 2021.
And people like, from the dawn of time, there's been gay people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of you machismo guys out there, look up some of your idols, like your idol actors and stuff that are tough guys and people you've modeled yourself after, and you might be surprised.
Yeah, shout out to Waco Pride, obviously. We just love and support everything you guys are doing. We will be here for you till the end. Like,
Yeah.
anything you guys need. That's, yes. Shout outs.
I just want to say shout out to everyone on the board at Waco Pride Network. They're constantly working and doing stuff behind the scenes that, the public doesn't even know about. Everybody on there, to the youths for really just accepting us, and even though they think we're not cool,
Yeah.
they still, I feel like, really appreciate what we're doing. Just to everybody that's supporting this, it's been really cool to go into the community, and I was real nervous to be like, hey, do you want to help sponsor? And the response I've gotten from people, they're like, yeah, absolutely. I feel like Waco has had a need for this, and people are so ready to meet that need. So shout out to everybody involved. It's been really wholesome.
Yeah.
I feel like to see the support, and I've cried so many times just over people being here for us. Even the Skellington shirt, I was so emotional about, because it's y'all aren't afraid to be like, you know, we're here, and if you don't like it, we don't care, you know, and all the support we can get for that has just been really cool.
Hell yeah. Until next time, guys. Boom.
Bye.